Hi, we are the H&S crew with Ivana, Matthew and Fonteni. We did challenge 8B, Understanding Health and Safety Incidents. Our challenge objective was to analyse health and safety incidents in order to assess the top 5 types of incidents that should be a key focus area for the business. This included which types of incidents occurred the most, which incidents lead to the most time lost, if there are any correlations between the number of incidents happening in a certain month, day or time, and do the type of incidents that occurred differ between different projects and business units. For the whole decade from 2010 to 2020, the top 5 types of incidents that occurred the most were slips, trips and falls, hand operation, cuts and body snags, stepping onto injury and manual handling. For 2020, the top 5 were cuts and body snags, slips, trips and falls, stepping onto injury, objects and materials fallings, and service and cable incidents. For 2010, the top 5 were hand operation, struck by falling and moving objects, slips, trips and falls, stepping onto injury and foreign object in eye. From all 3 sets, slips, trips and falls and stepping onto injury occur in all, therefore the most common incidents. There is also an added drop-down functionality in which the user can select a specific year displaying the incident types.
Those diagrams illustrate the incidents that led to the most time lost during 2010 and 2020. As we can see on the left graph, back in 2010, hand operations were the most time-consuming injury. Following that was the incidents that occurred due to the object falling. We can see that 1 decade later, hand injuries had been prevented, and in general, time lost from injuries has been decreased. Cutting and body snaps has the first seat in 2020, followed by stepping into injury. We can understand this as importance has been paid in protecting body parts of the crews and ensuring that objects do not fall and injure them. So, cutting and snapping has the first place in 2020, as it's difficult to be prevented due to the nature of the job. We believe that further attention can be given to the safety measures that ensure that no one is falling into injury or slipping, tripping and falling. Those graphs represent different types of accidents and the certain month, date and time that they occurred. Very interestingly, as we see in figure 1, most injuries occur around 10 o'clock in the morning that can be related with the workload and the human density on the sites. But also after 9 o'clock in the evening, we see the increasing in bruising. Most accidents of all types happen in the middle day. That is surprising considering that fatigue, which is believed to be a cause of injuries, is increased in the end of the day, of the working day, so around 6 o'clock. On the other hand, when we investigated the repeatability of accidents through the week, and as the second graph shows, employees get chipped most on Wednesday, oppositely to bruising injuries. Bleeding seems to decrease in the week, with Thursday and Friday having the less accidents. In general, accidents are equally happening through the week, with a small decrease on Friday. During the weekend that fewer people work on sites, we see less or no accidents. Finally, throughout the year, that is shown in graph 3 on the right, we evidence that accidents increase during summer months, with the allergies reaching a peak in August. The rest are fluctuating throughout the year.
The last point of the brief was about what types of incidents are occurring over the business units. We put together the incident type by business unit. We noticed that this involved a lot of data, so like most of the previous visuals that we added in a drop-down, so users can filter the business unit they would like to look at As we previously detailed, the most common incident is cuts and body snags. It was obvious with this analysis that most business units fell within this fact. However, it was much easier to see the units that didn't have the most common incident, therefore adding value for the health and safety team to be able to focus on the most important area in each business unit. So our dashboard conclusion, we began the day by gaining a full understanding of our brief, and we quickly decided that we would be able to meet all 4 points of the brief. The team split up, taking a question each. We worked with one question together and then took one question each. There were 4 questions, and we tried to solve it, and then we came back together and shared what our results were and the visuals that we had. So we each did a few visuals for each question, and we decided which one showed the most. So the data that we were given was mostly cleaned. However, there were a few missing values that skewed a few elements of our analysis, mostly in our time lost analysis. If this dashboard was to be put into production, we agreed these values would need to be filled in for a full, accurate analysis of time lost. So in conclusion, we gave an insight to every question that was asked in the brief and added in functionality to the dashboard to make it simple for the end user to get the information they needed. Thank you.